past president of PMI chapter, Southern Alberta chapter, and Candida is the present president of the PMI Southern Alberta chapter. And they both have great knowledge and great things to share with you. So please utilize this session to the maximum and get all the information that you need. So Paulo, I'll stop sharing my screen so that you can share your screen.
Can you see it?
Yes, perfect.
Oops.
Thank you so much. Over to you.
Okay, so Candida will do the introductions, I guess, of the chapter and what we do, and then we can proceed with the presentation. So over to you, Candida.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting us. We're so happy to be here. My name is Candida Tachi, and I'm with the PMI Southern Alberta Chapter as president, as you've already heard. This is my first year, but it's not as president, but it's definitely not my first year on the board or within the chapter. I've been around for quite a while, started as a volunteer, and then really enjoyed it so much that then I ended up being on the board and now president. So we're a really vibrant chapter. We're over 2,500 members. We really are here in order for us to provide for our community of practice, whether you're members, whether you're volunteers, sponsors, or just, within the community of practice, sessions that have events or events. We used to do them like everybody else once a month. We used to have dinners with speakers. We have a yearly conference. Our conference is coming up. Of course, it's going to be virtual, so it'll be on December 1st. We're looking at Foresight is 2020, visualizing our future. As we all know, things are, in a different world. So we're going to be bringing in lots of great speakers and a good keynote speaker. So that'll be December 1st. We have membership programs. One of the other programs that we have within the membership is our company ambassador program. A lot of people that are in different companies. We meet once a month and just discuss what's going on with our chapter in the PMI world. And we also have a great mentorship program. We do partner with different expertise within our community, and we provide that mentorship program with the mentees. So that's very popular within our membership groups. We have our professional development. Our professional development is to ensure that we give you all, different workshops, study groups, that you know what different certifications are all about. So, and of course, we have a few events for us to be able to network. We're one of the most vibrant chapters within Canada. I believe we rank 5th. So we really are an excited bunch, a passionate bunch, and really want to make sure that we also give back to the community, and couldn't be happier to have Paulo Camargo on board, who really is very instrumental in putting all these opportunities together for us, but very knowledgeable and expertise. So with that great introduction, I will move it to Paulo. And thank you, everyone. And I will stay on if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you, Candida. So this presentation is our institutional presentation. So we will go over some of the things that Candida mentioned. And just keep in mind that 2020 is not a usual year. It's completely different from everything we did so far. So the chapter is still adapting. We were a very vibrant and active chapter that it's hard to move everything online. We kind of lose some of the, let's say, networking, for example, functionality online. It's not the same experience. But what I wanted to do, if you want to connect with me via LinkedIn, and I think Candida is the same, you can see our names in the screen. I think that's a network event that we can have online. And that's why I don't send my bio to you, Mina, because I want them to go there and check it out. So you see who we are. Actually, we work in the same place, by coincidence or not, right, Candida?
I say he's following.
Well, actually, I did on that one. So, and you see that the PMI, what I like to say, is a safe environment for project management professionals and for people that is interested in the project management profession. It's just a nice professional environment, and I've been president of other chapters, and I can tell it's awesome. Like, it helped me a lot when I came to Canada in 2009. I would say I got my first job here in 1 week because of my PMP certification and the network that I had from PMI. So I'm not selling PMI, but at the same time I am. It's awesome, and you guys should join us. And if you are really interested in becoming a project manager, I would say it's the best organization out there to help you with that. So all that said, my selling piece done. I don't think we'll need 1 hour to go over this presentation. The idea is to have some time for questions at the end, or make this more informal than formal. But just some history, like PMI has 51 years old. I'm 50 this year, so we are pretty close. They are here for a longer time. And the idea is engineers from different backgrounds at some point said, you know what, we do the same things, but we talk a different language. And that's what PMI started to do, like create these standards and basically create what they call PMIism, which is the project management terminology. So when you talk to a vendor, if he or she is a PMP certified professional, you guys can talk the same thing, and it's easier to understand. And that's why some organizations like the city, sometimes one of the requirements is the vendors must have professionals certified on PMP, because I don't want to waste time talking about project management. I want somebody that's plug and play. And this is basically why the PMP certification and the others are so valuable here in Calgary, because the industry, they are looking for professionals, certified professionals. So 2020, as I said, was a mess. So I have the information here from 2019, and hopefully next year we'll be back to this same track. So that's why keep in mind, this year is different. We are not doing everything we are going to mention here, but the idea is once everything is back to normal, or to the new normal, how people like to say now, we will be back with most of these programs. So PMI Global, we have more than 500,000 members, over 800,000 certified professionals. I think the world has 291 countries. We are basically in almost every single one of them. So for global networking is one of the best organizations to be part of. We have more than 10,000 active volunteers, and this is interesting because every year before 2020, PMI has a global conference in the US, somewhere in the US. This year was supposed to be in Seattle. And you can meet, if you go there, you can meet 1,000 volunteers from all over the world. Like, it's pure networking things. So again, I'm not selling, but I am. PMI is awesome. And I'm suspicious to say, I just love it. PMI has offices, so North America, Europe, Middle East, India, China, Latin America, and Asia, 17 offices in total. So there are PMI employees, not the chapter here, the local chapter like Candida, myself, we are volunteers. We have a board of 9 members, and we have hundreds of volunteers that help us make things happen in this chapter. There is I'm going to share, I send you the presentation, right, Mina? I don't know if you're going to share it with them, but there is a link here that shows what PMI is one of those cool videos, institutional videos. I'm not going to click, but you guys can go there and check.
I can share it with them later.
Okay, and that's good. I see we have 28 people here. Nice. So what do you get when you join PMI? We are talking about PMI Global so far. So when you become a PMI member, you can download what we call the PMBOK, which is the Project Management Body of Knowledge. The PMP certification and the other one that is becoming very popular, the CAPM certification, are based on PMBOK. So you have all the material basically you need to take the certification if you can study by yourself. If not, we'll talk about that, but there are lots of material online that you can use to prepare. And we are adjusting our study group. We do have a study group that we'll talk about later that we can join. But you do have PMI bought a website called projectmanagement.com. So you can have virtual events and webinars as member of PMI. Like if you go to those sites, you can download some materials, but when you are a member, everything, all the content is open for you. We get 20% off on PMI store. Like you can buy books, standards, those kind of things. And as I said, projectmanagement.com has a lot of materials. Like if you are a brand new project manager, or if you are helping a project manager to manage projects, you can actually access tons of templates, materials, so you don't need to reinvent the wheel in terms of how to manage your project better. It's all available on projectmanagement.com. So the main links when we talk about PMI and project management is the pmi.org. That's the global website for PMI. There are tons of information there. Like you can access a lot of things. All the certification details and guidebooks are there. PMIeducationfoundation.org is another very good website. They have a lot of training material for free that you can download. It's basically focused on non-for-profit organizations and youth, but basically all the materials are free. You can download trainings. They have trainings. They have basically a lot of stuff. PMISAC.com is our website. It's the Southern Alberta chapter, the one that we have here in Calgary. So all the events, they have a lot of training material for free. The meetings we have, download, everything is basically focused on website, non-for-profit organizations and youth. And projectmanagement.com, if you are not ready to invest on becoming a PMI member yet, you can just go there and see they have a lot of material that is for free. So all of those sites, actually, if you go there, there is something that you can use right now, and basically you don't have to pay. Some of the material that we have, and the main one is the project management body of knowledge, but we do have portfolio management. We have extensions for governments, how to create work breakdown structure. This presentation is not supposed to be very technical or detailed, so but this is basically all the material that a project manager needs to have to be updated and to bring the best practices to the organizations. And we do have a council that is global. As you can see, we have only small companies helping us to move forward. What this council does is provide directions to the board of directors from PMI, and basically making sure that PMI is on track and delivering value to organizations and to members. So that was PMI Global. Talking about what we do here, like what Candida is directing us and making sure that we are providing value to members and to the society in general. We have 2,500 members, active members. Our database, however, has 14,000 members that were here in Calgary. Some of them move away. Some of them are still here, but active, we have 2,500. We are, well, numbers are changing, right? As I said, 2020 is crazy, but we used to be the 4th largest chapter in Canada and between the 3rd largest chapters in the world. So we are really, really interesting chapter. So what we used to provide in normal terms are, we do have monthly meetings that we have a presenter that brings a project management topic for us to discuss. It's a great event for networking. So that one this year is on pause until we can meet again. We do have breakfast sometimes, lunch sometimes, because some people cannot just join after work. So we try to adapt and have other opportunities for members to meet. As Candida said, we do have our PDP, PEDC, Annual Professional Development Conference. Is going to be December 2nd, I think she said. Our annual gala award.
December 1st.
December 1st, there you go. It's close, so that may be a good opportunity. I think we will try some virtual networking events in there. It's going to be fun. It is fun. We used to have like 600 attendees in person, so let's see how it goes this year. But it's our biggest event, and it's the best one for networking for sure. We have the gala awards, networking events. The networking events are usually free for members, and I just mentioned the dinner is like $40 just to pay for the food, but it's worth it. The networking events are usually free. We do have PMP certification course workshops, either through Mount Royal, or the next one is the study group. This one is delivered by us, and it's way cheaper, and it's a different dynamic. Instead of you have a teacher teaching you, you will teach the other members. So the best way to learn is to teach and practice, and that's what we do in this study group. It's a completely different dynamic. For example, I did a study group. I didn't have any formal training. I just participated on the study group, and it was enough for me. And you can contribute to articles to the chapter website, and you talk about the PDUs, Professional Development Unit latest, but you can earn PDUs with basically almost all of these opportunities. As Candida mentioned, we do have a mentorship program. This is awesome because if you are a new project manager, we will match you with a most experienced project manager. And the idea is not to find you a job, but prepare you better to get a job. It's more like transferring knowledge than kind of finding a job for you. But the feedback on this program is awesome, and it's always sold out every year or every semester when we have it. We do have Agile mentorship program. Agile is becoming more and more common in organizations, and we are prepared to deliver that. We do have partnership with the Toastmaster Club. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but Toastmasters are clubs where you can improve your presentation skills. And definitely presentation skills are one of the soft skills that you need to have as a project manager. It's not an option. You need to have it. I was part of a Toastmaster club. As you can see, my English is still bad, but believe me, it was way worse before. So go. We do have a golf tournament. I had to learn how to play golf actually to be on this one. And actually, I love it. Now I'm addicted to golf, to be honest. But it's another good opportunity for networking. This year, unfortunately, we didn't have, and I don't know what is the plan for the future, but we used to have a golf tournament every year. EPC, Engineering, Procurement, and Construction Roundtable. We used to have 2 a year, and this is interesting because it's construction management companies talking about schedule, costs, how they manage human resources. Actually, we bring those professionals together to talk to specific topics on those roundtables, and the same thing with the project management office one. This one, the PMO, is more focused on IT right now, but it's again, all these events are opportunities for you to talk to people, expose yourself, learn, or if you can, share your knowledge, because by sharing, you make yourself visible and people will actually know you. And this is one of the things that is good about PMI. We do have a list of job listings. The jobs that are there are real jobs. Sometimes you go to Indeed, to LinkedIn, and you find jobs there that, to be honest, are not for real. The jobs we have listed in our websites are from our sponsors, so they are real. We have volunteers opportunities, lots of volunteers opportunities, and some discounts in local businesses. I think this one is actually being discontinued, but we still have some agreements with some partners. So this is what PMI Global is and what we are doing here. So now let's talk about the certifications that we have. So PMI has a lot of certifications. The most famous one, the first one, is Project Management Professional, PMP. We do have a Program Management Professional one, Portfolio Management Professional one. The other one that we are going to talk about today is Certified Associated in Project Management. This one is the entry level if you are interested in the professional, but you don't have the experience to become a PMP, you can start with CAPM. We do have one for scheduling, like if you want to focus on scheduling, PMI has a certification for that. Same thing for risk management, agile, and business analyst. So PMI understands that the business analyst role is very important to help or to support the project team. And now we have certification for that, what is great. So requirements, what do you need to have to take the certifications? If you are interested on the PMP one, you need to have a high school diploma or equivalent and minimum 5 years of project management experience with 7,500 hours spent on project task. You don't need to specifically manage a project. You can be part of a project team. And the way that PMI calculates this is 1,500 hours per year. You have to be working on projects. And you need to have 35 hours of education. That can be online. If the course that you do provides you a certification, you need to have some proof that you took that. Our study group provides you that. So you get that requirement completed. And the other option is if you have a bachelor's degree, then you need to have less experience as part of a project team. Instead of 5 years, we are talking about 3 years of experience with project management. But you also need the 35 hours of contact education on project management. And if you had like an MBA or something that was focused on project management, those hours count. So those are the requirements for the PMP certification. The requirements for the CIPM, as I mentioned, it is the entry level. So you just need to have a high school diploma or something equivalent, and 1 year of experience, like 1,500 hours, or the certification, the contact hours. So for PMP is and requirement. For CAPM is or. So either you have the experience or you have the training, and then you can take the certification. So the requirements are very basic. And the costs, I think that's the other questions that everybody has in mind, like how much would cost for me to take that certification. We are talking about, unfortunately, US dollars. So for us here in Canada is a little bit more expensive, but the CAPM certification is $225 for PMI members. The PMI Global membership is $129 US per year. So we are talking about $11 US per month. To be honest, it's not that expensive for the benefits you get. And for non-members, if you don't want to become a member and just take the certification, it's $300. For the PMP certification, it's $405. And for non-members is $555. So basically the difference is the membership. So if you are interested in PMP, our recommendation is always become a member right now. Start to download the material, access the free stuff that PMI has for you on the website. Join us here at local events. And just start your journey to become a PMP. We will have a new edition of the PMBOK coming in. I don't know when actually, but there is a new edition coming in. So the recommendation is the sooner you take the exam, the better, because this edition is very known. There are lots of materials, and it always takes a few time when a new edition comes out, and PMI changes the version of the exam to that new edition, it's more difficult to find material. So our recommendation is try to make the exam with the current existing edition. The renew one, it's interesting. PMI just changed the CAPM renew process October 1st, so it's very fresh. I was actually trying to access more information on their website this morning, and it's not there yet. It's broken. So I think they are working on refreshing the website with this information. But basically, before, you could not renew your CAPM. PMI understood that after 3 years of the CAPM certification, you should be able to take the PMP one. So you could not renew the CAPM, but that changes 5 days ago. Now you can renew your CAPM certification and keep that certification forever. To renew your PMP, you have to pay $6 if you are a PMI member and $150 if you are a non-member. Again, PMI kind of forcing you to become a member because you get all the benefits and you pay almost the same thing. So what is the PMP exam? How it looks like? It's 200 questions and you have 4 hours to complete those 200 questions. There are some details here you don't need to know. The important thing is 200 questions in 4 hours. And trust me, I don't know one person that did it in less than 3.5 hours. Most of us take all 4 hours to complete. And once you complete, you hit submit and you have your longest 2 seconds of your life because the results are right there. So you have to wait and you know if you passed or failed right there. And that 2 seconds that you have to wait is like another hour. But yeah, you know right in there. So you do have, when you have access to the PMBOK, this is how PMBOK is structured. Is actually within those 5 process groups, or 10 knowledge the knowledge areas that we'll see on the next slide. So this is how the PMP exam is grouped within the process groups, the number of questions, and this is the credential process. So if you are interested in taking the certification, you have to, we recommend that you become a member, that you participate on any kind of training. When you are ready, you have to apply for the certification. So there is a form online where you're going to enter all your projects, and you have to provide some contact information that PMI, if you are outed, they will contact that person and they will ask simple questions like, do you know this person? Like, did he or she work in this project with you? That kind of thing. It's very simple. But you have to complete your submission. You submit it. You get then eligibility letter, and you have then 1 year to take your exam. So once you have your eligibility letter, you need to book your exam within 1 year. Otherwise, you have to start this process again. And then the certification now it's completely online. You don't need to go to any center to be certified. My ex-wife just took the exam and she was kind of creepy because there is always somebody watching you on your web camera when you're making the exam, and they ask you to show you the room and to see if there is nobody there giving you answers. So it's a very comprehensive process, but the certification is online. And you have to maintain it for every 3 years. And then you you participate on the renewal process that we are going to talk about it later. And this is how actually you renew your certification. You need to have 60 PDUs within 3 years. And you gain, the way you get PDUs are, as I said before, participating on our events, or if you read a book on project management, you have PDUs right there. If you volunteer, you have PDUs. If you work with project management, you have some PDUs. There are always a limit that you can apply, but there are 3 categories that you need to use to kind of have those 60 PDUs. And once you have those 60 PDUs in 3 years, you have to pay the $60 fee and you can renew it to keep your certification active. And that's for the PMP. For the CAPM, the exam is 150 questions, and you have 3 hours to complete. And the main difference is PMP has situational questions, like, oh, if you were a project manager and you have a project team that is having these kind of issues, what do you do? So this is how the PMP certification is structured. The CAPM certification is basically focused on the PMBOK. It's all the questions are just theory. So you need to memorize all the process groups, all the knowledge areas, all the inputs, tools, and techniques and outputs that you use for each one of the processes. And that's what you have to answer. 150 questions focus on PMBOK only. And this is how it is structured. It's a little bit different. It's based on knowledge area, not process group, but the content is basically the same. And the application process is very similar to the PMP. You also have 1 year. And what is missing here is the renewal cycle that the CAPM used not to have, but now it's similar to the PMP one. Okay, so that information that I had for the certifications, I just focus on these 2 ones, the PMP and CAPM, because they are the most valuable ones. Actually, Calgary, the industry here, some job offers, if you don't have PMP, you are out of the first filter. Like, they don't want to talk to you if you don't have a PMP. And I can say that by experience, I changed jobs 6 times within the city. Fortunately, always trying to improve my career and get better opportunities. All 6, the first filter is PMP. If you don't have PMP, the process will not even be started. They just don't want to know you, to be honest. And I just brought some information here. I don't know if you are aware of this, but LinkedIn has this tool. It's called Salary. So if you go www.linkedin.com/salary, you have access to this information here. So you can search by industry, by years of experience, by job title, and you can get all this awesome information about people that reply to surveys. So we are talking about real people. I was one of them. My information is here somehow. And you can then compare companies and have idea of average salary by company. So for example, I think this search I did for senior project managers. And then, yeah, so this one is project manager. And then I did one for senior project managers. This is the base salary, the average, the total compensation. So there's a lot of good information there. Breakdown by industries. As you can see, energy and mining. Well, I don't know. As I said, 2020 was a very interesting year. I don't know if that's still reality, but we'll see next year, I guess. But IT is basically our software, and IT is basically the where most of our members are from. We do have members from all these industries. Healthcare is one that is growing fast in terms of project management development. There is always a position in Alberta Health asking for project managers. They need help to build the project management foundations on that organization. Same thing with constructions. We are noticing that there is an increase in demand for project managers, certified project managers in constructions. And yeah, energy and mining as well. Like, there is minimum certified project managers, and it's interesting because some organizations, they have projects of millions of dollars and they have no project management framework or knowledge. So they all need help at the end of the day. Yeah, this is very interesting. So this is from, as I said, the beginning of this year, based on last year's data. Calgary is the number one city in Canada in terms of average salary for project managers. So I guess we are in the right place, or I don't know for how long. Again, this year was interesting, but so far this is the valid thing. And again, this is based on senior project manager. Yeah. And then we have other job posting names like junior project managers, and I can say this data based on the people that I know, it's right there. Like this is real data, and it is aligned with the market. So if you are a junior, so this is the lowest, the entry level for a project manager, and we are talking about a certified project manager, right? So it's a good start. I just took a screenshot of all the companies that you can have an idea when they post jobs talking about project management. 100% of them will require PMP or CAPM certification, right? So as I said, Alberta Health Services is one that is growing fast. Which one is the energy ones? I don't know how they are doing right now, but I always see CGI is always posting job. It's a consulting company. As I said, Alberta Health is one that is posting a lot of work job. Banks as well. So yeah, just an example here. Telos is always posting SI system. There are lots of positions for project managers. So PMI does this research looking at the future, and one of the outcomes is that was identified is, well, again, this was before COVID, so I don't know, COVID may put everything on pause, but the expectation is everything will be back again. And just to have an idea, by 2027, we'll have 22 million new jobs between now and 2027. So we are talking about 7 years, 22 million new jobs. And at some point, the world will have to reboot and restart. And we still think this number is valid. And employees, we need, so the 22 million new jobs, we are talking specifically about project manager jobs. But if you add, let's say, finance people, HR, like anybody that will need at least some project management knowledge, we are talking about 88 million people. So it's a lot of positions. And I don't know if you are following the news, but the Canadian government, for example, is going to release a lot of funds for infrastructure projects. And guess what? Infrastructure projects need project managers. And the other thing that the government is doing is releasing funds for small and medium companies. And believe me or not, most of them has no project knowledge at all. So I don't know. I just see a lot of opportunities, even in this time of crisis. There's a lot of opportunities coming in. If you want to talk to us, as I said, you can join us on LinkedIn. Just send us an email. We'll be more than happy to kind of help you. And networking here in Calgary is everything. I think Mina has a lot of training courses and opportunities to learn how to network, because people need to know you here, otherwise it's hard. And I can tell you, once you are known or part of a network, everything is way easier. So we do have a Facebook page. We do have LinkedIn groups. Those are all free. We have Twitters. Oops. This is my personal email if you want to join. This is my LinkedIn. And this is just a sample of companies that are or were partners of the chapter at some point. And what they do is they are consulting companies that provide project management resources for organizations. So I would recommend you to go to their website and have a look, have an idea of what requirements they have, what profile they are looking for, and if you are interested in joining this project management community, you can start from there. And that's everything I had. I don't know if you want to open for...
Yeah, thank you so much, Paulo. This was wonderful presentation. So I would like to also tell everybody that in past, when we had the other old normal, PMI was hosting a course with us. They would give the basic project management certification to our clients, and we were doing it twice a year. But this year we have not been able to do it because that was in person. You had to attend a class. So that's not been possible this year, but we look forward to doing that again next year, Paulo. I'm sure the things will get better soon. I'm very positive about it. Thank you so much. And now I will start reading the questions and then you can start answering the questions. Okay. So the first question that I already have in here was from Sharjeel. And Sharjeel said, do we have EPC roundtable this year or are we planning one?
Sorry, Candida, I think you have more information than me in terms of the EPC roundtable.
So we did have one. I'm not sure if they have another one for this year, but I know in September is when they start to put the advanced calendar for 2021 together. So we'll probably have more information. I did put my LinkedIn thing there so that you can LinkedIn with me, and please send me an email to remind me and I can get back to you.
Thank you so much, Candida. The other question is how the PBA certification is different from CBAP.
From which one?
So professional business analyst and PMI certified business analyst.
Yeah. So the way that PMI structured the business analyst certification is more like how that role work with project management in general than how to actually become a BA. So it's not as technical and low level as the other ones are, right? So that certification doesn't teach you how to be a BA, but it's more like how to be a BA in a project management environment.
Perfect, thank you. Shamninder is asking, will the cost estimating experience qualify the eligibility for PMP, or should it be purely project management? I'm asking as a cost estimation is a silent part of PM.
Well, yeah, if you work in a project as a cost estimator, you can count those hours. You worked in a project, so yeah. You probably work in more than one project, to be honest.
That's the answer. Dave, Paulo.
Oh, so we are not lying. That's good.
Okay. Will the chapter help us in filling PMP forms, specifically project description area?
I think our study group, we do that. I'm not sure if we do on a one-on-one basis, but to be honest, it's not that hard. The forms for the certification are very basic, and they are more interested to see at least if you have a project name, right? And how many hours you work on that project, on each one of the processes, and the contact information. That's all they ask for. It's very simple.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
It can be time consuming to fill in because sometimes you work in a lot of projects and it's hard to remember, oh, how many hours did I work on this one or that one? But they just want to have a high level idea.
Okay. Thank you. The next one says, thank you for the informative presentation. I have two questions. First, as someone looking to enhance their career in oil and gas EPC, is it worth pursuing PMI and PMI RMP, also to join PMI SAC along with associated Toastmaster?
Sorry, I was drink water here. So what is the question?
So yes, I'll repeat it for you. So Jitanshu wants to know, because he's looking for a career in oil and gas EPC. He's asking, is it worth pursuing PMI SP? And also how to join PMI SAC along with associated Toastmaster.
Yeah, so to join the local chapter, the first thing you have to do is to go to the pmi.org website, which is the global website, and buy the membership there. Like I think it's $129 US. So when you buy the membership, PMI will recommend you to join the local chapter, and you include the local chapter in your basket, and then you check out. I think our chapter, Candida, I don't remember how much is the membership for our chapter. It's $40.
Yeah, $40.
Yeah. So
links in the chat.
Yeah. So it's like $169 total US for 1 year of membership of PMI Global and the local chapter.
Thank you so much. Amar is asking a question. I think this is more targeted to us, that what is our role in this? So our role is we are trying to get you connected to the PMI Southern Alberta chapter to get all the information. So all the information is available at one place.
That's and the other thing is, Mina, I do miss those sessions, like the project management sessions. Yeah, this group is great and we had a lot of fun. Yeah. And I don't know if you remember how many volunteers we had, sometimes like 6 professionals.
Yes.
Everybody working. So it was a networking session there for those that were prepared to network, I guess, right?
Correct. Yeah. And a lot of people actually got opportunity through those sessions because they understood what they were supposed to do. And then they started following people. So they got a lot of opportunity through that. Thank you so much, Paulo.
Yeah, and I wish I could. I wish I had time to have coffee with everybody, but I can't. So by bringing those other volunteers, some of them I think had coffee sessions and talk about the profession, and it started to build the network.
Yes, that was so good. I missed those too, and the session was so wonderful because people learned so much about project management in those sessions. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. Shajil says, I'm a PMP and PMI SAC member. Can you please guide me on how to become a volunteer and what sort of volunteer opportunities are there with PMI SAC?
Oh, that's awesome. We do have a new VP of membership, and I don't know. I think the first thing is send an email or send me a message, or Candida as a message in LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. I've also put the PMI links, so pmi.org and PMI Southern Alberta Chapter for the websites. You can also find volunteer opportunities on the PMI. It's called VRMS. So it's the Volunteer Resource Management System. And you have to scroll down to the PMI Southern Alberta Chapter, and we usually put volunteer positions there as well. But like Paulo said, really reach out to us first, and then we can guide you.
Thank you so much. Mehdi saying, my project management experience is from back home. Is it acceptable?
100%.
Okay. An additional question, are there any programs or events tailored specifically to CAPM holders?
Yes, the study group actually works for both. So it's actually CAPM/PMP study group. And our professional development VP is focusing a lot of new project managers. So we have events for everybody.
Thank you so much. Marlene is asking, when will the new exam rules for PMP exam come into effect with regards to the updated PMBOK?
That's a good question. I really don't know. The new PMBOK was supposed to be launched this year, but I think they postponed it because of the COVID, and everything is postponed like to a question mark. But I would say at least 1 year. It's not going to be overnight.
Okay, perfect. Jitanju is saying, after completion of my PMP certification, should one pursue PMI SP and PMI RMP?
Sorry, Candida, do you want to answer that? Or?
So he's saying, after you complete your PMP certification, should you also pursue PMI SP and PMI RMP?
Only if you want to become a consultant, I would say.
Or if you find that, as you're, pursuing your career, and that is an area of passion. One good thing with PMI is, it doesn't really matter how many letters you have at the end of your name. If you qualify to take those certifications, I really don't think that there's, it's a great opportunity to have them.
Yeah, I have some colleagues that has like 10 certifications after the name. Yeah, if you want, it's up to you. The only thing I would say, and this is just between us and the internet, I guess, I see more value in taking the certification than an MBA, for example. To be really honest, it's easier to get a job with the certification, and you don't need to spend that much time and that much money.
Yeah, and I think everybody's looking for more people that have specific sort of technical, right, abilities versus, the high level strategic. So
yeah, they need more doers than thinkers.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? If you have any other questions, please type them in the chat box. We have 5 more minutes left. And thank you so much, Paulo and Candida, for doing this, because this was needed. I was getting a lot of questions related to project management and how to do my PMP and what will be evaluated and what will not be evaluated. So this is a chance for people to get that information. Okay, so the next question I have is, we have Alex from IRCC attending this session, and he's saying if someone will be willing to answer a very few basic questions. Alex, I already have that scheduled, and I will be connecting you to Sharjeel at the end of the session. Thank you. Adel says, thank you, all excellent session. Wherein, at what cost can I have my contact hours done in Calgary?
That's a good question. So the study group, I think the last cost was 200, Candida, or 100?
200.
200, and it's 12-week or 14-week certification. So you get more than the hours that you need for 200. I would say that's the best cost benefit for in-person training. There is nothing cheaper than that. And as good as that. We always have like a facilitator that is a PMP certified professional, so that person makes sure that the study group is on track and covering everything that needs to be covered, because as I said, it's the study group members presenting to the study group members, right? It's a different experience. I would say that's the best. But I think online you have a lot of material.
Yeah.
And again, the only thing you need to make sure is if you take a training online, make sure that you got a certification or something that proves that you took that one.
Okay, thank you. The next one is Agile or Scrum certifications more useful for software industries than the traditional industries?
Yeah, Scrum is on demand right now. And the challenge is, for example, you cannot apply Scrum for some projects, like, for example, construction projects. You cannot go 100% Scrum. You can use some knowledge from Agile certifications, but to be honest, I think the job market, it's not ready for Agile certifications only. right? So that's why PMI is still valid, is still in demand, in high demand, because what the organization needs first, before going agile, is to understand how to manage projects. And in agile, you don't have most of the things that you have as a project manager, like control scope, cost. These kind of things are different. So you need to have a foundation, right? And PMI certification is the foundation. You can evolve from there, but I think, in my opinion, you need to have the foundation.
Thank you so much. The next one is, how long after the PMP application is approved do you have the time to clear your PMP exam?
1 year.
1 year. Perfect. Great. Any other last questions, maybe last 1 or 2 questions that we can take? If anybody has any other question, please type it in the chat box. I've also pasted the link to the evaluation form in the chat box, and I will be emailing it to everybody. So please send us the evaluations feedback. And after the session, can please Alex and Sharjeel please stay back, and I will connect you too. So any other questions that you have for Paulo or Candida? Going once, going twice. I'm getting thank yous now. Looks like you have answered all the questions that people had. I'm just looking forward to the next year so that we can start the project management certification again, because that was super amazing. I attended it myself too, and I learned so much how a project is done and what we understood that. And definitely we are looking forward to that. And thank you so much, Paulo, and thank you, Candida, for doing this session for people. This was wonderful. Thank you so much. If you don't have any more questions, then and definitely we are looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Paulo, and thank you, Candida, for doing this session for people. This was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Questions, then, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Paulo. Thank you. This was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Questions, then, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Paulo. This was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Questions, then, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Paulo. This was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Questions, then,